Fulani youth will not support Southern candidates. More than 3 years to the next general elections, Fulani youth have vowed not to support any presidential candidates from the South, saying leaders from the geographical region South failed the nation when given the opportunity in the past. But the National Publicity Secretary, Middle Belt Leaders Forum, Dr. Dogo Isua, said 2023 is the time to have a president from Igbo extraction. The Fulani youth group said they will support a credible person from the north for the 2023 presidential election to sustain President Muhammadu Buhari's fight against insecurity, corruption, and work in the collective interest of the entire country. The national president of Jonde Jam Fulani Youth Association of Nigeria said Maikano Adamu said Fulani youth would not repeat the mistake of supporting Southerners for the leadership of the country. Specifically, he claimed former President Olusegun Obasanjo caused 95% of the problems currently ravaging the north, even as he knocked former President Goodluck Jonathan of failing to consolidate on the achievements of the late Umaru Yar'Adua's administration. He said, and I quote, "We will not make mistake again to say that we will give somebody from the south the leadership of this country because they have failed us in the past." Reacting, National Publicity Secretary of the Middle Belt Leaders Forum, Dr. Dogo Isua, said for the sake of equity, fairness and justice, 2023 would be the ideal time to have a president of Igbo extraction. He said if we are going to be fair and we want the unity of this country, it should be an Igbo man that should succeed Buhari, and after that, it should be somebody from the Middle Belt and specifically a Christian. He regretted that Nigeria has gone 20 years backwards and worse than where Jonathan left it, saying we are witnessing retrogressive progress in the country. Reacting to the position of the Fulani youth, National Publicity Secretary of Afenifere, the Apex Sociocultural Group, Yinka Odumake, said, judging by all indices of leadership, it was wrong to say President Buhari has performed better than Obasanjo and Jonathan. He cautioned that any attempts to keep power in the north beyond 2023 may lead to the final disintegration of the country. Also, the National Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze, the umbrella sociocultural organization of Igbo, Uche Achi Okpaga, said he did not want to join issues with the Fulani youth group, saying their position was a mere expression of ethnic bias and sentiment. Meanwhile, former governor of Anambra State, Chukwuemeka Ezefe, has threatened to back any option taken by Igbo people in 2023, including pulling out the nation if they were denied the chance to produce the president. He said they will explore other options including prayers, lobbying all nationalities and political stakeholders in Nigeria to buy support. But if that fails, then the people of the Southeast would consider pulling out of the marriage. He was happy with the formation of an advocacy group, Southeast for President 2023, describing it as a mature agitation platform to get the global attention and galvanize support for the realization of the 2023 Igbo presidency agenda. The first thing we must do is to hold national prayers because all powers belong to God. As we pray fervently, we would work tirelessly and most importantly establish a united front to get that. He said if we do all these things and other things that are expected from us within the constitution and yet we don't get the presidency, then we would consider ourselves not welcomed in Nigeria. He said we have the capacity and numbers to produce Nigerian president. Anything otherwise would make us cease to be citizens of Nigeria. Even if Nigerian state rejects us, we cannot reject ourselves. As far as I'm concerned, this is the final push for Igbo presidency. Nigeria has been pushing us out of Nigeria. The government has not helped matters too. We are denied political appointments, employment in certain areas. Our people, businesses are frustrated through government policies. We can't take this anymore. The Southeast for Presidency National Coordinator, Okechukwu Obioha, explained that SEFOP is not a political party but an advocacy group formed to fill the gap of mature agitation to give a sense of belonging to all Igbo people in all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. Now, wow, this 2023 presidency is something else. Everybody is talking. This one say it must come to my region. It must come to my region. Everybody is fighting for its regions. It's a good thing. Everybody's free. Everybody's right in their own opinion, whatever way, whichever way they want to go about it. It's all about lobbying. It's all about understanding, and it's all about taking decisions at the end of the day. Like Ezeife said, if the Igbos do not get the presidency by 2023, that they will pull out, and he's right in his own opinion. And Afenifere said the same thing too. These so-called people, the Middle Belt, they've made their own points known. The Fulani people, they have made their points known. But the thing that baffles me from the Fulani youth, saying they are not going to give okay, they are not going to support any candidate from the south. They are very free to do whatever they want to do. It now depends on the other region too. If they feel like supporting the north, good and fine. But the real issue now is that everybody is talking about 2023. What are the things in place before we get to that 2023? What are we going to be experiencing? What are the things that Nigerians are supposed to be getting? Does it mean everybody should just fold hands and just be waiting and be watching, irrespective of what happens, whether good or bad? We just have to bear it that way. Is that what people are talking about? Talking about 2023. What happens between now and then? So people, anything can be happening, bad things can be happening, people can be dying of hunger, people can be jobless, people can be afraid of their lives, nothing being done, no roads, no electricity, no whatever that can even make someone to be proud of being in Nigeria. So the things we are going to be experiencing, everybody just talking 2023, this is really ridiculous. I think even if you are talking about 2023, we are still in 2019. A general election was just concluded. And I think the most important thing, of course, even if you have some of your plans, in place, I think you should just keep that and make sure that everybody is on this government to do the needful. It is only those who are alive that will be talking about one position or the other. Anybody who is not alive cannot talk of what is not going to be experiencing. So I think the most important thing is for us to continue to be on this government to do the needful. People cannot just be dying, and people, a lot of abnormal things happening, and we are talking of 2023. Everybody's just so engrossed with 2023. Power. The ones who have governed, who have led before, the ones who are still leading, what have they brought out? What have they brought to the table? What have they fulfilled? What difference have they made in the first place? Everybody just talking about power on how to get this, I will get this, I will get that. So that is just my opinion. And you can hear some people, saying their opinion, but in different ways. Someone says, because you've discovered oil in the north, indirectly pushing for disintegration, Aboki can never be trusted. Then what happened to Adams Oshomole? Your people have adopted. It's only a foolish Igbo man that would think you love him. No problem. Keep your votes. Even Tinubu fail you with all the support on PMB. 2023 president must definitely come from southeast, or Nigeria must definitely divide. Simple. Northern people is not the owner of Nigeria. If northern people think they can do by themselves, let their Nigeria divide. Simple. That's somebody's opinion, and the person is still buttressing what Ezeife said, that if they're not going to get it by 2023, that means let everybody go their separate way. Or Afenifere, standing on that opinion too, that let there be disintegration if things will not go their own way as well. In 2019, Buhari and Atiku come from northeast. So in 2023, both PDP and APC must come from southeast, because it's our turn. Sometimes it's not right to go with all of this, but let the time comes. When the time comes, you know who is who, because a lot of them who are talking now, complaining, here and there. When it gets to that time, a majority of people will start changing their minds. That is one thing about people. You can't even predict them. Even some people, by tomorrow, they'll start changing their minds. So the Fulani youth say they are not going to support any candidate from the north, from the south, because in the past, when being given opportunity, they they didn't do well. So the question is that what has Buhari done differently? Now they are trying to blame all the, now it's all about blame game. What they are trying to say is that maybe the reason why Buhari is not doing well is as a result of what Obasanjo caused. It's just about blame game. Of course, they know quite alright that a lot of things were not okay before they said, oh, we want to come into power. You now came into power, you are still blaming the people that caused the problem, because it's assumed, or it was assumed, that you knew quite alright of what was happening and you know how to go about it, bring solutions to all the problems on ground. But now you are still blaming Obasanjo. I don't know why Obasanjo is even coming up, at this stage. The reason why we always have new leadership is for them to do better than what the previous leaders had done. Not you telling them that, oh, I can't do much because you have destroyed a lot of things or you spoiled a lot of things. Then why are you coming in if you know that you don't have the solution to the problems on ground? So everybody is free to say whatever they want to say. You can vote anybody who you want to vote. At the end of the day, we will still see the result. Everybody will still bear whatever that will come out of it at the end of the day. So guys, let's hear your own opinion concerning all of this. Thank you very much. Bye.